If you're stuck in planning mode while your ideas never see the market, I'm going to give you the exact 30-day framework that forces you to launch quickly and learn from real customers instead of imagined ones. I'm Eric, and I've generated over $1,000 by helping entrepreneurs create aligned, profitable products that actually sell. By the end of this video, you'll have the complete framework to go from your idea to the first sale in just 30 days. No more endless planning or perfectionism paralysis. Here's exactly what we're covering: the planning problem that kills most businesses before they start, and my proven 30-day framework that forces action over analysis, and the specific daily actions that turn ideas into revenue. This is the exact system I use to help entrepreneurs build their aligned businesses and create products that get sales quickly. Most businesses die when they're in the planning phase. I see entrepreneurs spend 6 months creating the perfect business plan, researching the market, perfecting their ideas before they ever talk to a customer or a potential customer. The problem with extended planning is that it gives you false confidence. You think you understand your market because you've researched it. You think you know what customers want because you maybe done a survey or looked at someone else's survey. But the market, what people are willing to pay for, teaches you faster than research ever could. And speed to market beats perfection every time. Here's a framework that forces action over analysis. Week 1 is all about rapid validation. So in day 1 to 2, you're going to identify one specific problem you can solve that aligns with your values. Then in the next 2 days, find 10 people who have this problem or might have something adjacent to it and ask about what solutions they know of or what they have. And the next 2 days, create a simple solution outline based on real feedback. And then on day 7, decide if there's enough demand to continue with that idea. If you need help in the ideation process, you can get my email series, 21 Days of Products That Pay. It will help walk you through Ikigai, which is a framework, a tool to help you identify what you should be doing with your business. In week 2, we're creating the minimum viable offer. So in the first 2 days of week 2, you want to create the simplest version of your solution that delivers real value. And then set a price based on transformation delivered, not the time that was invested. And the next 2 days, create basic marketing materials that speak to the specific problem. It could be a Google slideshow, it could be a whiteboard. And then on day 14, you want to test your offer with 5 people from your validation conversations. And in week 3, we're hitting the ground running. We're doing aligned marketing. I just want you to choose a marketing channel that feels authentic to you. It could be email outreach, it could be DMs, it could be YouTube, it could be Facebook, whatever you are comfortable with, wherever you know the most people. And create content that addresses the specific problem that you solve, and then reach out to your network and relevant communities. And this is where you're going to be refining your message based on responses, based on engagement, based on what's working and what's not. And then in week 4, you're going to launch and learn. So in the first 2 days of week 4, you are launching to your audience, and then you're going to follow up with interested prospects and try to deliver value first, whether that's in your initial offer or not. Can you pivot the offer to solve their problem? The next 2 days, deliver the solution and gather feedback, and then analyze what worked, what didn't, and plan how to evolve in an aligned way. So for the longest time in online business, I always thought that you had to have a perfect product or something that was created already, bring it to market, and then find interested people. And of course, I believe in abundance. I think there's enough interest that you can do it this way. But what you miss out on is creating a product that might already be out there, and then you're just competing against other people. The better approach is getting a market segment, going into that market segment, and then asking or mining, digging out what is the problems that you're facing in your business, in your career, in your job, in your relationships, whatever field that you have some expertise in or some authority in. That's where you're trying to excavate a problem that you might be able to solve. Once you've identified 1 or 2 problems that you could potentially solve, you want to work backwards and then begin selling. You don't actually need to have an offer ready to go. You just have to have the idea behind it and then know that you can execute in a short period of time. It's going to feel rushed. It's going to feel like a little bit imposter syndrome because you haven't created it yet. You don't have validation. This is the life of entrepreneurship. You're constantly creating validation as you build. The best way to do this that I know is to start at the end and work backwards. You'll save yourself a ton of time. Because essentially, when you're starting at point A, you have many, many paths to get to the end result, to point B. And you might go down this path and then realize you hit the blocking point, start over, go down a little bit further, hit a blocking point, where if you start at the end and work your way back to point A, naturally you're going to miss those other alternative paths because you validated at the end first. You started with what is the problem that people will pay to have solved, not what they say they will have. If anyone's ever done a survey before, ask friends and family, you get people that say, yeah, that sounds great. I would love to do that. Or I'd love to meet, grab coffee and discuss this idea more. And then once you have a price behind it and you pitch it, crickets, it gets quiet. They're not as interested as they were before when you weren't asking for money. That's why it's so important to start with the end. You'll save a ton of time and frustration. And a lot of people that go down this path of trying to get lucky in the creation process of the product or the offering will burn out. They won't make it through. So in my implementation strategy, I have laid this out in the 21 Days to Products That Pay email series. Find that in the description below. You can actually work alongside this video as you go through that and develop your product without ever needing to pay me a dime. You're welcome. So the key to making this work is daily action and massive action. Each day has specific tasks. No day is just thinking about it or researching more or watching another video. And there's alignment with values here. So every decision gets filtered through your core values. This isn't just about making money fast, which is a great goal to have, but it's also about, does this align with my lifestyle, how I want to live, and can I back it up and not burn out? Another key here is to measure learning, not just revenue. Success can look like many different things. One way is it can look like getting market feedback that you didn't have before, and then being able to build something that's aligned. Whether that leads to immediate sales or course corrections, it doesn't matter. This is a process of achievement, of success, and we have to take massive action to get there. It's uncomfortable. You're trying to make money online against a million other creators that are doing the same thing. This works so well because in a 30-day constraint, you're forced to take action while maintaining alignment. And when you have unlimited time, you use that time to overthink, overplan, or twiddle your thumbs or get distracted. But when you just have 30 days, you focus on what truly matters. You build an aligned business by testing with real customers instead of theory, instead of theoretical planning. And using real feedback helps you serve people better while staying true to what matters to you. So most importantly, you get your idea into the market where it can start generating revenue and feedback instead of sitting in your head, generating anxiety or worry. So again, get the 21 Days to Products That Pay email series below. You're going to love it. And start building something meaningful that actually sells. Check out the MVP mistake that kills businesses before they start. You don't want to miss it.